Hey guys, Samantha Venice. Welcome back to my channel. Do me a favor and make sure you like this video and you are subscribed to my channel. So I kind of want to start getting into like just recapping certain events that are taking place in this ghetto ass world and having conversations about like what is transpiring, what's going on, So the first thing that is on my mind is why the hell is there so much chaos within the travel industry right now? Let's start with the pattern that we are recognizing, starting with that collision that we seen happen. What was that? That was January 29th with the U.S. Army Black Hawk helicopter and American Airlines plane. That crash leading to 64 fatalities. That was crazy. And condolences to everybody that was affected by that tragedy. But what are the odds that just a few days later, on the 31st now, 6 passengers on a medical jet and 1 person on the ground were killed after a plane crashed in a neighborhood in Philadelphia? I seen that shit. I'm like, what? Like, how does that even happen? I don't know. How does that even happen? Just a plane just randomly decides to crash in a whole neighborhood, affecting people's homes and things like that. That is crazy. Okay, strike two. Okay. Now, February 2nd, a United Airlines flight from Houston to New York was evacuated after an engine issue was reported before takeoff. According to the Federal Aviation Administration, a video was taken by a passenger which shows smokes and flames coming from the wing of the plane. I didn't even hear about that on the news, honestly. I just seen somebody randomly post that on social media. I was just like, what in the hell? So if we thought that was bad, right? Now, February 7th, which is today, a plane carrying 10 people went missing in a remote region along the western coast of Alaska on Thursday, setting off a search amid poor weather conditions, officials said. Okay, so what is up? Like, what is the deal? What is the tea? Because this is not happening just by coincidence. I really feel like this there's something more to this beyond what is being said. So let me continue reading. 08 caravan on Bahrain Air Flight 445 left Alaska about 2:40 p.m. local time, said David Olson, the aircrafter's director of operations. The plane went off the radar and lost radio contact with air traffic control and the airline around 3:20 p.m., roughly 10 minutes before it was scheduled to arrive in Nome, he said. A pilot and 9 passengers were on board, adding that their names would not be immediately released. When its position was lost, the aircraft was 12 miles offshore, the U.S. Coast Guard said in a statement. The plane was later reported overdue, the Alaska State Trooper said, meaning that it had not reached the airport 30 minutes past its estimated arrival time. The Federal Aviation Administration said it issued a search and rescue alert notice around 3:20 p.m. Okay. And then also on today, a small plane crashed into a road on Sao Paulo, Brazil around 7:20 a.m. local time Friday, killing both people on board and injuring several people on the ground, according to the city's fire department. What in the like I don't even have words. Now, on one hand, there is currently a transit that can kind of influence things like this to happen. So Mars is currently retrograding, moving backwards. So when that happens, you tend to see trends where there are fires happening, car crashes, collisions are a thing, fighting. It's very aggressive and temperamental energy because Mars is a very action oriented and aggressive planet. When it goes backwards, it creates a lot of friction and chaos and just like that very hostile type of energy. So it makes sense that all these things are happening around this type of transit. At the same time, I don't feel like these things are coincidences. I do feel like we are being put in a position to where we are going to be feared, like fear mongering to not want to travel. I feel like the powers that be want to control how we are moving. They want to control traveling. They want to control how we are moving. And it has been predicted for a while now that in the higher timelines, traveling is really going to become quite a luxury. It's going to be very hard for people to travel, especially American citizens. And I remember I did a video, when was it 2003 or 2004? Cannot remember, speaking about dual citizenship. People with American passports, especially, are going to have the most challenges, higher timelines. And I don't know. Maybe it could just be me. Maybe I'm just like thinking too much, but I feel like too, like with traveling, they're going to want to cause fear or restrictions with traveling because of all the shit that they're doing in this world. People are wanting to move abroad. People are wanting to get out of this country altogether. They don't want that like they just want to control so many things and how we move in our day-to-day lives. So it's like, I don't know. This shit is weird. It's very weird. I just remembered, do you guys know that you have until May 7th to switch over your driver's license from a standard license to an enhanced one if you want to use it in order to be able to travel domestically within the US? So, if you have just a regular driver's license, that is not going to be sufficient anymore if you are traveling within the states. You have to upgrade it to the enhanced ID. I think it might be like what, $30 more to do that. I think something like that. But like, even with that, why we have to do all of that? Like, what is the reason? So our regular driver's license will not be enough to suffice to be able to do that type of traveling. It has to I think the enhanced IDs have like the flag on it or something that says on the ID that shows the difference. So if you have the older one, make sure you renew it if you don't want to travel with your passport, if you're just going across the state. Like, ridiculous. Another thing, Trump imposing tariffs on where we are getting our imports. So Mexico, Canada, China. I believe 25% on goods from Mexico and Canada, 10% on Chinese goods. So, of course, what does that mean for us? Things continue to go up, and it's just ridiculous because society is already having a hard time being able to pay for the things that we need to sustain our livelihood because the minimum wage or their annual salary is not enough to pay for their bills and to pay for the inflation on the foods and things that they need to sustain their livelihoods. Things like acetaminophen and ibuprofen, aka Motrin and Tylenol, those things are going to start to increase too. The medication that people need, because a lot of these meds, the ingredients are coming from places like China. So it's just breeding grounds for a lot of mayhem. When people start to feel in fear for their livelihood, it puts them in survival mode. When people are acting from survival mode, it's never a good thing because they start to act in ways that are not of good rationale. So people are going to, like, a lot of crime, a lot of stealing, a lot of stuff like that. I know people have been predicting for a while about the food shortage and the need to stock up on goods. We've been hearing that for the past, like, what, 3 years or more. And the thing is that we just don't know when that time is coming. But look at the way things are unfolding. I feel like we're getting closer and closer to that time, although we still don't know a definite, hey, this is about to happen. It's kind of like stay ready so you don't got to get ready type of energy. We seen what happened during the pandemic time when people were panicking and everything was gone removed from the shelves. We couldn't get toilet paper, we couldn't get paper towel, we couldn't get water, this, that, and the third. I feel like that energy is going to manifest again very soon. So stocking up, we gotta do what we gotta do. It's crazy. Then there's this thing with DEI and eradicating the equal opportunity program and things of that realm. The job market is continuing to decline. We've seen that unemployment has slightly decreased by 4%. It's going to continue to decrease. So people are going to really have to get creative in how they are making income. Really tapping in to understand what you're good at, what skill, soft skill, hard skill, what type of craft, whatever have you, to get an extra source of income going. that is going to be pushed to the forefront in the upcoming timelines as well. People are going to really have to rely on themselves and be creative in how they are making money. Bartering, again, I mentioned that bartering is going to be something that people are really considering. Yeah, because you cannot depend. We're in a position, we've been in a position, but it's just like increasing and moving more rapidly where you are not going to be able to rely on the government for any type of assistance. You really have to rely on yourself and the good Lord and the skills that He has entrusted you with, and really have the confidence to see it through and figure out how to get that going for yourself. It's, Lord have mercy. So we have Super Bowl Sunday this weekend, and I am not a football fan like that. I'm not even say like that. I'm not a football fan at all, honestly. But I do like to watch the Super Bowl just for the entertainment. Shout outs to Kendrick. He has really had a great run last year. Even this year at the Grammys, he came home with other awards he had, because I seen a bunch in his hand. I did not watch the Grammys, but I seen the pictures. He had a group of them in his hand, like Michael Jackson did in 80 something. Shout outs to him. But I do want to see, what he does. I do want to see his performance. Like I want to see that. But I challenge everybody, if you're watching the Super Bowl, keep your eyes open and pay attention to any symbolism that you see in the commercials, in the performance, and whatever have you. The Super Bowl is always, most times, ritualistic in some way. But I feel like this year, especially, like I heard Trump is making an appearance at this. I don't know how true that is, but if he is, anything associated with him don't make no damn sense, or some type of weird agenda. So I'm curious to see like what downloads I receive when I watch it. Whatever. And lastly, before I go, what's up with y'all homegirl, Miss Pakistan? I, when I tell you this world is not a real place, because like, why is this trending news all over my algorithm? That is all I'm seeing, is this crazy
Well, I
ass
would like to
lady.
say that I'm launching a Bitcoin under Onaja Styles
I don't know.
LLC.
Now, I'm not sure why they're taking that story and running with it the way that they are. Like, I've been seeing it for days, and this shit is funny. Some might say it's a distraction. Anytime we see stupidness like that in the media, people run with that. Oh, it's a distraction and blah, blah, blah. And maybe it is. It just might be, because that makes no sense. Maybe she is being endorsed for some odd reason. I don't know. Saying that she has a mental health issue, which she probably does, but honestly, that lady seemed perfectly fine to me. I feel like she's just trying to get her little 15 minutes of fame. That's what it's giving, because she know what the hell she's doing. But whatever. That's all I have. That's pretty much all I wanted to just like talk about this week. We'll see what other craziness transpires in the news, in the media, in the week ahead. But yeah, let me know what y'all think. Let me know y'all thoughts, y'all opinions, y'all comments. Let me know what you're thinking about the trajectory of this world, because it's insane. It's freaking insane. Anyway, make sure you subscribe to my channel, like this video, comment, and I will see you again on the next one.